Our top story for you this evening, a new Missouri bill would actually push back the start of school closer to Labor Day instead of in the middle of August. It aims to give the tourism industry more days to make money, but that could mean changes for your child's school district. Keller 10's Francis Lynn explains.
We as a tourism industry across the state of Missouri are just asking that school start date be protected to be a couple of weeks before Labor Day.
Silver Dollar City's Brad Thomas is fully in support of this bill.
For the past several years, that school start date has started getting earlier and earlier and earlier. And every time that school start date gets earlier, you can really take away about 7 days ahead of that then tourism throughout the state starts falling apart.
Tourism's a huge industry in our state. Those revenue dollars is actually, we turn around and help fund schools. You know, the earlier you start in August, the more you're going to decrease revenues from tourism.
What used to be our biggest weeks of the year are now a shadow of what they once were just a dozen years ago. And that absolutely impacts revenues from the state. Also ultimately impacts the school districts, because when the businesses in the school district aren't strong, then nor are those property tax revenues that help support the schools.
The whole thing that Nix has always been about is local control and letting the local elected school board be the ones that make the decisions for the school district, you know, as much as possible. And so this does take that away.
Zach Rance from Nixa Public Schools says if Governor Parson signs the bill, it may cause the district to have to change their schedules.
A lot of schools are looking at the Christmas break being in the end of first semester will now be Christmas break, and then it'll be 1 to 2 weeks after Christmas break will be the end of first semester.
Representative Knight responds.
Well, it's not going to stop. I mean, everyone's already got their schedules for next year. It'll come into effect the following year. Previously, the session before this, we passed a bill that allowed schools to go to hours instead of days. They can adjust the minutes in their day. A standard seven period day, if you add 5 minutes to each period, you can gain a week of instruction.
Rance also says there may be a domino effect to pushing back the start date, such as changing state test days.
They're going to be a couple of weeks, later for starting, and so are they going to move the state test a couple of weeks later as well?
But he assures us the district will do what's best for their students.
Every decision we make is going to be what's going to be best for kids and what's going to be best for learning.
Officially, the bill would prohibit school districts from starting more than 14 days before Labor Day. It's already passed the Missouri House and the Senate. It's now sitting on Governor Mike Parson's desk. If he signs it, it would take effect starting with the 2020-2021 school year.